Hey everyone, I'm going to take a look at one of my old, one of my older essays that I wrote for a class back in 2022, and I want to see, what mistakes I made and things that I can point out now, even though I may not know the prompt or fully remember the book. My camera is vertical because I am sitting outside of school, which is also why I'm dressed a little bit differently today. So, in Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird, Atticus Finch advises the children to put themselves in Radley's shoes. I wouldn't say this is a thesis. I remember this being like an event in the book, so I think it's much harder to make an argument this is a definite thesis, but it could be possible that it was just looking at a prompt. So I think instead of saying Atticus Finch advises the children to put themselves in Radley's shoes, I'd probably say something more along the lines of Finch, Atticus Finch, I'm just gonna abbreviate to AF. Okay, caps lock this on. AF. By advising the children to change perspectives, Atticus Finch demonstrates, and then you make an argument for a point. Something isn't outright said in the book. So I think that's one thing I would probably change. While bored in the summertime, the children create a game about the Radleys that has been woven it. I think I could just say woven. I think woven or weaved would probably be good. Also, I need a space here. Have been portrayed from bits and scraps of gossip and neighborhood legend. So with quotes, you just want to keep it to shorter. Bits and scraps of gossip is probably enough. It gets the point across. Okay, about the Radleys that had been woven that portrayed them as people who lost most of their. I don't really know why I did this. I don't know what the quote is, but I feel like I could just go like this. And hair. I can keep that even shorter. And twisted it so that I cried most of the time. So I don't think I need to include this. I don't think this is a relevant point to my argument here. So I think, okay. While bored in the summertime, the children created a game. Created a game with the Radleys that had been woven from bits and scraps of gossip that portrayed them as people who lost most of their teeth and hair. I think it was initially run on sentence, but I think I'm going to delete this part of the sentence. It's probably fine. Okay, I have to keep pausing the recording because teachers are walking by. But this game was based on gossip that was entirely made of fear. This is a statement, less analysis. We should explain why. So you can just say since gossip derives from fear, change my analysis to gossip derives from the fear of the unknown. However, Finch. I've already used demonstrates in I probably changed my thesis to not have demonstrates something. I'd probably say Finch demonstrates maturity let's say in this situation, and then I'd walk through what he did differently. So I said he was very mature. Let's say if I was making an argument that Finch is mature or that he's a good parent, I'd say Atticus Finch demonstrates maturity in the situation. Yeah, it demonstrates maturity by teaching the kids that there's nothing to fear, by having them walk in their shoes. So this is not really, I'd say, good analysis at all. Scout had plunged down the hill into... There's no transition. I need a transition there. So... Scout had plunged down the hill of their street in a wheel, too fast to stop. I'm pretty sure I need to break this up. Too fast to stop. until she crashed and was dizzy and nauseated. She lay. Okay, this already looks like a Roman sentence to me. Yeah, this is really long. Scout plunged down the hill. In a wheel. Too fast to stop. I don't even need anything too fast to stop. Until she crashed. Actually, all this. Alright, my bad, bro. Until she crashed and was dizzy and nauseated. As she lay on the cement and shook her head, she raised her head and stared at the Riley place in front of her. Until she crashed. I don't need to describe her situation here. I don't think this has any relevance to my analysis. As she lay on the cement and shook her head. Still. Shook her head. I need the ellipses, but because ellipses is part of, like, I'm breaking up the quote here. She raised her head and stared at the Radley Place steps in front of her, and in fear she froze. Okay. I don't think this is like two different sentences, but that might be wrong. The gossip of the Radleys is so, I'd say intense instead of bad. Intense. That Scout had a fight or flight reaction when she was merely on the porch of the house. She was merely on the porch of the house. Merely on the porch. I don't even think I need to say of the house, because I think the quote demonstrates that. This further proves that Atticus Finch is well aware. Okay. Those two don't connect. She gets scared. This shows Radley's well aware. That doesn't show that Atticus Finch is aware. That just shows that this just shows that children are scared. Whoops. That's not my cursor here. Okay, this further proves that Atticus Finch is well aware. Nothing in here states that he's well aware. This further proves that the children fear the Radley house and do not understand the Radleys. And then I'd probably, if I change my thesis to, like, Atticus Finch is something. Indoors. Okay. If I change my thesis to Atticus Finch is something, then I would have to add more analysis here as to why he is that something, and then I conclude all in all the children should find their hours been in, because the prerequisite that's not what prerequisite means. Because of the current notion is even a little bit better, because of the current notions they have of Boo Radley, of the Radleys, because, you know, of the Radleys. So I think this, like, I did okay on this. I think it's it's very dry. This was definitely like a filler type of assignment that I didn't put too much effort into, but that's the first one, I'd say. Let me just double check that. I think OBS is the logo. Yeah, I'm recording. We're good. Okay. So that is To Kill a Mockingbird, chapters 3-4, looking back over my old writing. Peace.